Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Guys, this is the spoilers review for Black Panther Wakanda Forever Part 2. Not part one, part two. But before I get into all that nitty gritty, you see that I am not here by myself. I got my man, the Midnight Rambler, Mr. Malcolm Toussaint from Fort Worth, Texas. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. Don't be telling them where I'm from, though.
Oh, my bad. My
Got the doc
bad.
from last time. I'm
My...
about here to kick up some dust and ruffle some feathers like always.
oh man. Well, guys, that's what's up, man. Malcolm, thank you for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're wondering who in the world is this man right here that is popping up on B. Avery's channel, like I said, this is Mr. Malcolm Toussaint. I started my channel with this gentleman all the way back September of 2000, not 2000, no, it was 2000, 2013. I'm tripping. And yeah, we've done a number of spoilery reviews since then. And he's back. And also, guys, he did the Black Panther, the first one. He did the spoilers review with me a number of years ago. There is the thumbnail right there. We had so much fun, and we're back again. Look! We did this in my room. I don't got no braids. I got a cleaner face. It was such a long time ago, and I was just like, man, Malcolm, you got to come back. We got to do round two for Wakanda Forever, and so that's what brings him here today. So again, I just want to thank you so much for being here.
Of course, always a pleasure.
Yes, guys, and let you know this is going to be spoiler filled. We're going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. You have been warned. But if you want to know my full take on Wakanda Forever from the very beginning, my first time I saw the film, here is my fresh out of the theater reaction. You can go ahead and check out that right there. There's either a link to it in the description box, or if you just want to subscribe, you can come on over to my channel and check that out. Here's my full non-spoilery review right here. At the time of both of these recordings, I only seen the film one time. Also, here is part one of the spoilery discussion that I did with Eman and also Elliot with Movie Files. And so by the time you see this, this will be on my channel as well. Of course, this is part two. And then this Saturday, November the 12th, 4 p.m. CST, we will be doing a part three, and that is going to be live. Pretty much everybody that you see right here on this screen will be invited, in addition to Larry and Lamont and maybe a couple of other people too. We're just going to have to see, because I like doing these spoilery reviews and they're a lot of fun. And so that just brings me here just to do another one. I also want to let you know that there is going to be an audio only version of this broadcast today. I mean, this is a recording, this is not live. The link for that is in the description box below. It's going to be buzzsprout.com. But I am on all of these platforms right here for an audio only version: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and also SoundCloud as well. And so, yes, make sure you do the downloads as well if you just do not want a video only version. And also, if you look on my channel right here, here's all the Black Panther Wakanda Forever videos. I mean, this goes back pretty deep. Also, the hashtag recast T'Challa. If you want to see we got up 6 episodes. Also, some other episodes as well on news that came out, like, Winston Duke and his opinion on recast T'Challa. But yeah, I mean, just check all that out. All that is available to you right there. So we saw the first film. We saw the first film. We saw the film for the first time. You saw my out of theater reaction. If you didn't, there's a link to it in the description. But I was very emotional. I was upset. The thing that pissed me off the most was them killing. Actually, before I say that, or I just said it, I will say this. I did like the film better the second time around. I did. I got all my emotions out of the way. I didn't cry either time, but I did like it a lot better the second time around. We don't even know how you feel about the film, period. So before I hear, just go ahead. I'll let you grab it.
No,
How
I
do
was
you
gonna
feel?
say I echo those sentiments. Like I felt a lot better the second time around. Like I was shocked how much better I felt about it. And I wasn't too invested into Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I liked the first one. It was all right. This one didn't really know much. As far as what was going on. So I went in straight blind. Only saw one, not preview, but the
What trailer?
trailer. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I trust Coop. I think he's a phenomenal director. I always follow him throughout his career, so I expect high things from him, and he's a good writer too. So,
Right, right. What's your favorite Coogler film? If you had to pick one, I'm just curious.
uh, it had to be the first Black Panther. Honestly, you can't get away from that.
Okay,
You know,
I got
that's
you.
just
I got you.
that's iconic. So
I'm not mad at you. I'm
can't
not
say
mad at
no
you.
to that one. So
Okay. Now, I just want to bring this up just so they can get a taste who you are. I'm a big diehard comic book, fan over here, but you're kind of more of a casual, average. I mean, you're entertained by the stuff, but you're not as nearly as passionate about it as I am. Is that
yeah,
true?
I mean, I'm more of like a independent foreign A24 type guy. I like horror. I'm back in my horror mode right now. But yeah, comic books not really my thing, but I'm back into my movie mode. I actually took like a couple years off from even going to the theaters, of course, with the pandemic. And honestly, I punished myself. I didn't even watch movies for a while. So I'm
Really?
back on it. You know what I mean? I'm going at least once a week now. So I feel reinvigorated and ready to talk about movies again.
Cool, cool, man. Well, glad you're here. That's kind of why I sent you that other invitation for next week if you can make it. You know what I'm saying? But we could talk about that.
Trying to
But
get me
yeah,
back in
man.
the rotation.
Huh?
They trying to
Say
get
what?
me back in the rotation for old time's sake.
Yeah, man. I would love it. I would love it. But yeah, guys, I like to feel much better this time around. One thing I can say off the top of my head is I actually like Riri Williams much more. In the second time around, she kind of annoyed me. I don't know why in the first time, but I liked her a lot more. I still have some issues with her story, her plot, and how that was involved, in Wakanda Forever. But her as a character, I did like her a lot more this second time around. Other than her trying to throw the radio or whatever that was at Okoye in her dorm room, but that is something that was a significant change for me. Is just how I felt about Riri the second time around. How do you feel about her? Do you have any changes of opinion, or
Yeah,
just
so
how
I
how,
remember
how do you feel about her overall?
I liked her. She added a different element that I wasn't really expecting, but was very welcomed. Made the movie a lot more fun. She has a young spirit. She's a great actress. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with pretty soon here. I
Right.
know she's in a couple of pretty good films recently that were also mostly like black cast as well. I think she's going to be phenomenal. And
Yeah.
I didn't know that she had that comedic element to her. But she definitely added a nice change of pace for me.
Yeah. I still don't think that she should have been in the movie at all, though.
Okay,
Why?
we can definitely go into that because we got some concerns about the character and what her motivations were and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we can start there. After we leave Riri, I want to jump to the thing that pissed me off the most about the movie, why I was so emotional. But just focusing on Riri, while I did like her character, even they came up with a pretty decent reason of why they needed her to be there. I mean, why is Talakan, Namor's nation on the map now? Because of her. She invented some device, some machine, and she wasn't even trying to work for the government or the CIA. She was said that she built that in a couple of months for her class, like a school project. I think I can't remember the exact term or name. It started with an M, like metallurgic, metal or something or energy. And I guess that
something that
they
we wouldn't pass, but yeah.
said it again.
I said something that we wouldn't pass, so we don't have got to go that deep into it. But
Right, right,
yeah,
right.
that's what took me out of the movie. Honestly, I
Really?
guess we start there.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because I didn't buy it. I mean, she made like the one person that could make a machine, and she made it for her class. And I can't understand. Did she know that she was making it for the CIA? I wasn't sure if they stole it. Like it was
Right.
confusing, and I was like, well, like why would she do that? I mean, you could do it for class, and because they said I couldn't, but that's not motivation enough to do that. And plus, it was humongous, and it's like okay, some of it's from old parts and stuff like that, but it didn't make sense. I didn't buy it. I like the
Gotcha.
angle they went. I mean, of course, they made her like relatable. She was just a regular sister, you know what I'm saying? Not no, nerd type of, that you not can't connect with. So I
Right,
love
right.
that, but I just didn't buy the story. Like her
I got
story, it just didn't make sense to me.
I don't think that she made it for the CIA. I think the CIA stole it because she was trying to do it for school, and her professor is like, "You're not going to be able to do it." So I'm assuming she did it. She passed with flying colors, and I don't know. Maybe the professor was rubbing elbows with somebody like, "Hey, man, I got this student that just did the impossible. and that got around, and that was like, okay, let's just steal it because they steal
Yeah,
everything.
the fact that we got to even make stuff up like that is problematic to me.
Really,
Like,
I don't. I won't say it's made up. I think it's like I don't know how well you understand the character, but Riri, I'm not an expert myself, but she is apparently a genius. She's super smart. She's one of the smartest people apparently in Marvel. I don't know the ranking, but I definitely say she's top 20. She maybe be top 10. As smart as Stark, if not smarter. That may be, she's up there as far as intelligence is concerned. The only thing that initially I didn't buy, I was like, where is she getting all this money from? Because I mean that's just expensive, all the resources. But I don't know. I mean, maybe she does have money. I don't know. Maybe she got a scholarship, but I do like her hustle as far as her getting her Zenmo from that dude. He built the robotic arm, and she corrected the algorithm, and she was like, hey, there was 800 yesterday, but now it's a man. That's $1,000. She probably doing stuff like that all the time. But she did. It was spare parts and thing. I don't know. But I was able to buy it a little bit more the second time around. Does that make any sense to you?
I didn't buy it the second time around. What happened is I just let it watch over. It's like, you know what? I'm the first time, and like we went to the video after we left the theater. The first time, like I was confused. I had like question marks all over my head because I was like so many questions and so many unanswered things throughout, and it's like they will answer it later, but it's too late. I'm already out of the movie. For her, like I just let it wash over. Like, okay, it's a blockbuster film, it's a Marvel film. I can't think critically about this. I can't think like that. Let me just go and try to have fun, and that's what it was. So,
So I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask you. Just let me ask you straight up. Did you like just the first time? Did you like the movie or did you not like the movie?
I thought the film was okay at first. The
Okay.
first time we went to see it, it was just okay to me.
Okay. Oh, and guys, this is our second time seeing it. We saw it Monday night together, and we saw it tonight for the second time. This is Wednesday night. We're recording this. So you thought it was okay. You said it was okay.
Yeah, it was
So
okay.
and you like it much better the second time around.
Yep, I had to kind of bury the hatchet, you know what I mean? Get rid of the question marks I had and just like go in there and eat my popcorn and scream and holler and laugh and look at it like that. You know what I mean? It's a blockbuster film. I shouldn't expect everything to be perfect, you know.
Right.
So once I
Okay.
looked at it like that, it was a good film.
Okay. So let me ask you this now. How did you feel about the passing of Chadwick Boseman, or the way they handled the passing of Chadwick Boseman and
Yeah,
the
I wrestled with
dedication at the
that.
very beginning?
I wrestle with that because I don't know what else they could have done. I know you guys are all about recasting T'Challa, but it's like we as an audience, we know T'Challa's not here. We know, Chadwick is gone. It's like, we're in a movie, but we know we're in a movie. So it's like let's just make the most of it. For the most part, people understood that he probably wasn't going to be in the film, so just get it out the way. So I like that approach. Honestly, I think that might be better for the audience. Just get it out the way and let's focus on Wakanda and what happens next.
I
So
got you.
yeah.
I got you. Now, yeah, I agree with you there as far as I mean, getting it out of the way, getting it out of the way. I was because when it started and Shuri is praying to Bass. I can never pronounce his name. That's the Black Panther god. Hey, save my brother. I'm like, man, we're just diving in, and initially I had a criticism, a complaint. I thought that they didn't spend enough time on it. I said that I thought it was a bit rushed, but after seeing it a second time, I thought that now I think it's just right. I was able to resonate and connect with the death a little bit more. I think I just had a feeling of just anger, because we wasn't getting T'Challa back. But I can't be just childish and I'm not getting my way, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like that about something else. But it's impossible task. I'll talk more at the end of this video of what I wish they would have done, but your boy Ryan Coogler, he had a lot to juggle. So that's cool. I'm glad they got it out of the way. I think my favorite part of it was when the ship was hovering over the body, and he went up in the air, and then the camera panned up as well, showing the whole everybody doing that was dope to me. It was the music. I was like, this is a wonderful tribute, to the brother.
Yeah,
So,
even in the when they had the Marvel Studios logo, I was like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
this is quiet. And also, the first time I was like so distracted and frustrated and had so many questions, I didn't really pay attention. But at the end, when they did the tribute, when she's thinking about, when she's burning her little cloth or whatever. Like, yeah, I was like, felt really emotional at that point. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you, man. I
they,
got
they
you.
did as best they could. I mean, they didn't want to make it all about Chadwick, but you pay your respects and give honor, and like I said, things go on without him. So
Right. And I mean, I will admit the way they handled it, it was cool. Is it what I wanted? No, it's not what I wanted. Creatively, I would have did something completely different. But, I mean, they can't please everybody. It was an impossible task to, pull off. And so I'm still thankful that we got a movie and I appreciate all the hard work. So I'm not gonna throw a fit over that. However, Malcolm, what I will throw a fit over, what I will get upset and have a temper tantrum was what they did with a character that I still cannot find a good reason, and that is the death of Queen Ramonda, played by Angela Bassett. This is why I was so upset when I left the theater. This is why I was so mad. This is why I'm so emotional still now. When it happened the first time I saw it, bro, I was so physically uncomfortable moving around in my seat. And even with me seeing it the second time, I was still pissed off. I just do not understand Marvel or whoever made this decision why you thought this was a good idea. This was a horrible idea, in my opinion. There did not need to be any other deaths in this movie, in my opinion, other than the Chadwick Boseman. That's already hard enough to deal with, but some way you guys thought it was a good idea to kill another character, another Wakandan, with it especially being Angela Bassett, the queen. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand. The only thing I can think of is that her contract was done and she was like, I don't want to be here no more. I'm busy. I'm tired. Kill my character. Even if she did say that, I would still say, okay, recast Queen Ramonda. Y'all recasted William Hurt with Harrison Ford. So I just, to me, I can get over the Chadwick stuff. I'm not going to throw a temper tantrum about that, but I can't get over this. I cannot get over them killing the
I
queen.
could tell.
I'm just, I'm still up. This was just an idiotic decision to me. How do you feel, bro? You agree
Yeah,
or disagree?
I can see your reaction in the theater, and I'm like, oh, he's very upset over there.
Really?
But I do feel like that's part of the reason why they rushed Chadwick's, or not Chadwick, but T'Challa's death so early to get it out the way. Because I didn't read a lot about this, but I did read a couple things, and they were just saying like this movie is about grief, and so I knew that something it was going to be about grief. I think that in order for you to have Shuri get to the place where she needs to be to fight this war, uh, she needs that grief. Like this had to happen. She had to be brought to this point to be reconnected with Killmonger to wage this war. Like it had to happen. That's how I looked at it. So we don't like it. I mean, we love Angela Bassett. I mean, love got to
Yeah.
do with it. But like, she had to die in the movie for her to be the Black Panther. Honestly.
Yeah, this is an article right here from Inverse of Kugler talking about the original script that, Chadwick T'Challa was going to be dealing with grief in the 5 years. And so there's a link to that in the description if you guys want to read. But my only pushback on that, man, is I see what you're saying as far as they needed something, a catalyst to, get her angry and enraged to, take revenge on Namor. They could have just severely hurt Queen Ramonda or put her in a coma or said, okay, man, she's hanging on to her life by a thread, you know. Excuse me. You didn't have to kill her. I mean, and she even survived the explosion because she was swimming down there to go save Riri, a character that shouldn't been in this movie, which I'll get to in a second. Even though I liked her, she still shouldn't have been there. I just think that was crazy.
No,
You
I
know,
feel like it's something that had to happen. That's just how I look at it. I just don't think that you get her to the depth emotionally where she needs to be to wage this war to become the Black Panther. You know what I mean? To do what she needs to do, unless she has that grief. Like you have to have it. It's the only way that this even makes sense to me.
I got you. I got you, and we'll talk about Namor in a second.
Yeah.
The reason why, actually, before I go there, what other lingering questions did you have after the first time, and do you still have them right now?
A lot of them were answered. I think one of the issues that I had was some of the questions. they got dangled in front of me at the very beginning, and I had to wait until the very end for them to be answered. And so I was distracted by them the whole time because I'm like, I should know that already. But the main thing, of course, is like how she built this probably this $1 billion machine, and what the motivation was. And then like, why didn't Namor just kill her straight up? It's just like little bitty things. His motivations didn't really seem like believable to me. And he's like, he could have. It's a different way he could have went about doing things. And at first, it didn't. It came back around to make sense of it, but it didn't. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it in the first time around.
I
So
got you. That made sense to me too, or it didn't make sense. Like he had her in the palace, in his palace, and he didn't kill her. I guess, and he was trying to create that alliance with Shuri, and he's not going to kill her right in front, but because she did volunteer, and she is royalty, so he's going to have manners, But at the same time, Namor's motivation was weak to me,
yeah,
you
very
know.
much so.
But like I understand that. And it really sucks that what is her name? Nakia came and Lapita, she came and killed the child. And Shuri was trying to save her, like, oh, you don't understand. Give me a beat because this is going to mean war. I don't have any problem with Namor, coming to Queen Ramonda in Wakanda and just be like, hey, I got a concern here because your son opened up the borders. Now the spotlight is on us, so that makes perfect sense right there. But for him just to be like, I want to burn down the world, out of nowhere, I'm just like, your only reason is because of they when you was a kid you saw that, like Eman brought that up as well, in part one, and that does make sense. But his motivation just didn't add up to me, just for wanting to burn down the world. Go
It
ahead.
wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Yeah, he could have easily. Now I'm thinking this is I'm thinking. I'm formulating. We just seen it twice already. They could be saving this for a second movie, which they're. I mean, or a third movie. But he could have just easily like actually like faked like destroy something in Wakanda because he had access and like, hey, like who was that? Like we should join forces and attack whoever did that. But that's not what he did. He just became off aggressive and he was like, I got to burn the world down. And it like I think what they were going for is that kind of like that mirror, kind of like a Killmonger from the first movie, where you want these characters that want the same thing, but they want to go about a different way. But his motivation wasn't as strong. Killmonger was, again, I feel like it was iconic. I don't think it was the
Yeah.
best acting performance, but it was an iconic character when you have like Black Panther and Killmonger together, and it's like who's right? They could both be right. Depends on what side you're on. So, but for this one, like no, we didn't believe that he should want to burn down the world because he saw his village burned and or he saw some folks enslaved. It just didn't make enough sense. It wasn't
Right.
believable enough.
Killmonger had much better justification, for his wanting to burn down the world. Only thing I didn't agree with Killmonger was he was like, I'm gonna kill children. To me, kids are always innocent, you know what I'm saying? But that's the only thing I disagree with. I necessarily wouldn't start a war, but if somebody breathed on me wrong, I would retaliate, especially if I have vibranium spears. How'd you feel about Killmonger popping up in the ancestral plane?
I felt good about it. Like that kind of like after the disappointments and the questions, and I was like, where's this going? Same old, same old. That like got me out of my seat a little bit. I set up for that because I'm like, okay, my
Yeah.
boy back. The
Yeah.
person I actually believed in from the first film is here. Like, what did he have to say? And then I was like, well, you know what? They're gonna try to like paint him as a bad guy, maybe, or he doing something evil. So I don't really know how I feel about it. But yeah, I was super excited to see Killmonger in this one too.
Gotcha. Yeah, I liked him too. I liked him too. I like how angry Shuri got as well, and so, good job with bringing Killmonger back. I wonder if they was gonna bring him back anyway. Whether or not Chadwick was still alive, but maybe. But excuse me, I'm glad
I
he
mean,
was back.
I had that question though. I'm thinking, like, I know you said that. I'm pretty sure the script is totally different, but I feel like the things might be the exact same from the original script. Like, you could have had Chadwick here, and maybe some different motivations for other things, but like, losing his mother and then meeting up with Killmonger again. Like, it's I don't feel that Shuri was this like as strong of as a Chadwick Boseman, as far as being a Black Panther at
Right,
all.
of course not.
So I think that they had to bring us to a more deeper emotional place to connect with her. She just doesn't hold the candle the same way as he did. He was just captivating in a way that most Marvel characters or characters on film just aren't. We loved, T'Challa. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Here's that for the original script. Grief was a big part of it. The tone was going to be similar, Kugler said. The characters was going to be grieving the loss of time. Coming back after being gone for 5 years as a man with so much responsibility to so many, coming back after a forced 5 years absence. That's what the film was tackling. He was grieving time he couldn't get back. Grief was a big part of it. After Boseman died, Kugler worked with co-writer Joe Robert Cole to draft a new story. While the plot and protagonist changed, there's still elements of Wakanda Forever left from Kugler's original script. Namor the Submariner was always going to be the antagonist,
Mm-hmm.
and they there were other characters for sure that they considered, but Namor was always there. So, if to answer your question or to address it as far as the original script carrying over, the grief part did, because Ramonda died, but still I found that to be a mistake. But sticking with Namor still, as far as his motivation was weak, his presence was not. I
No,
still think he was a badass. I still think he was a force to be reckoned with. His intro scene where the Talokans attacked that CIA drill base, man. And now you're a horror guy too. When they was doing the I don't know, the noise, the chanting, the sonic attacks, and having the characters jump off the ledge to kill themselves, I thought that was badass. I love that, man. How did you
I
feel
loved
about
it
it?
too, but I didn't know what the story was behind that. I'm curious to see how they have this sonic mind altering, situation going on. Like maybe I missed that, but I'm not even sure like what how that works. I mean, like I said, I try to take myself out of it because it's a comic book movie, but I'm like curious, like how did that come about? Like, you know what I mean? So it was
I'm just
cool.
writing it off as far as their powers, is concerned. I don't know. Maybe the herb that they took, back in the 16th century, 1541, gave them those abilities. I mean, they could explain it more, but it didn't really bother me. I just kind of bought it and just like, hey, those are their
That
abilities.
was it
You
was
know what I'm
cool
saying?
to see. I'm just we got it's almost a 3 hour movie, so I need to know what's going on.
I got you. I got you. I got you. But yeah, man, Namor was still a badass though. I mean, he was strong as hell, covered in vibranium. I liked his intro when he did meet with Shuri and Ramona at the very beginning. That was cool. And so yeah, and Tanakh Horata, this gentleman right here. He was in a number of shows that I don't watch, but I've heard
He was in
how
a
great
great
he is.
great movie that I didn't even know until I looked it up. I was like, wait a minute, he looks familiar. He was in this joint, Sin Obre, one of them foreign joints I got.
Yeah, you be on those. You be on those. Tell me
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. I'm very, very curious. But he did a good job. He did a good job. I liked him. I liked the accent being thick. It was kind of difficult to understand him at times, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, one of a highlight for me. How'd you feel about this action? Because I love the bridge scene. Okoye fighting the tumor. I thought that was
Yeah, that
nice.
was yeah, they had a that's a classic little matchup there between those two.
Yeah.
Even on the boat too. Like I love when they were together at the same time. The music was perfect, the score, like it just seemed like that was a showdown.
Yeah.
So,
I like how you put that right there too. Yeah. It was quite nice, man. However, the only my only take, I mean, yeah, let me just stick on that. I heard a birdie in my ear saying that it took them like 4 months to film that. And I'm not surprised. 4 months though, I hope that they said 4 weeks, because the 4 months, that's just, now that I think about that, that's a whole shoot. That's a whole film. So I'm thinking maybe 4 weeks, but I could be wrong. If
they put a
somebody,
lot into it,
yeah,
in short.
right. There you go. That's well said right there. I did not mean to put that image up right there, but now the fight was nice. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about Namor. I don't know if we went deep, how deep we're going into
Keep
that right
no, keep
now.
going. Keep going. If you got
Yeah,
any
he
more,
was he was a badass. Like the costume design. I know you're gonna talk about that later, but man, like
we'll
I
talk about
just
it now.
yeah, I just I forgot her name, but she killed it. Like just like the last film, but it was better to me.
Talking about Ruthie Carter, the
Yes,
the
that's her name.
costume. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, she did kill it, bro. The drip was nice the whole movie. Everybody was decked from head to toe. But
except in the windsuit. I wasn't feeling that, even though that's my color.
really, okay. But yeah, man. I mean, how did you feel about the wing feet on Namor?
I'm not a comic book guy. I don't know the rules and histories. That was kind of corny to me, but
Really?
whatever. Yeah, it's like what? Who has wings on their feet, bro? Like what? What kind of?
Mm, okay, I'm pretty sure you
I
upset
don't
some
even
people right
know. I
there.
know that he took the herb. His mom took the herb. He was a baby and he came out deformed. I get that. You can come out green, purple, feet longer, ears longer, but where some wings on your feet come
Well,
from?
yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying now. I mean, that's his, that's he had that and that ability and the powers in the comics. But
Yeah,
I did say that on part one. I was like, wings are just pretty. That's pretty specific.
yeah.
Like out of or random, just out of anything. Wings. Like I don't know. What I'm thinking is, and I didn't catch this the first time. Their shaman. Okay, so they was dying off their people, from
Mhm.
disease and all of that, and they only had a few people left. The mother was pregnant. The shaman turned to the god of chalk, I think was the name. I don't know what type of god chalk is. Maybe he's a feather wing god. I'm sure they said. I just don't remember right now. And so maybe that's how, because the god had wings or something. I don't know, but I'm still he mentioned that he was a mutant, and he said that his mother was human, and I'm assuming his father was too. But the only reason he got extra abilities is because he took in the herb while he was still in the womb,
Mhm.
because nobody else, got the same abilities he did, and or turned blue. So I don't know. They could have, fleshed it out a little bit more. But I mean, you have any more commentary there?
No, I mean, again, as far as the winged feet, I mean, that just again, I just thought that was kind of corny. But again, that's a comic book, so can't hate on that. But it just was again, the first time around, I was like, why would that be a thing? And then, but the second time, I was like, okay, whatever,
I
don't matter
got
to
you.
me. So,
I
I
got
let
you.
it go. I mean, he was
Now,
a great character. Had a great soundtrack behind him as well. The score behind him, you know what I mean? Like when he arrived and he, was ready to go to war. Like it just felt real. Um, you know, so yeah, I liked him a lot as adversary. I mean, he was no Killmonger, but he acted better than Killmonger.
wow. Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you. Now, going back to Riri real quick. I said I liked her character much more the second time around, but she should not have been in the film. The reason why I said that she should not have been there is because this character should have been there instead, taking up screen time. Yeah, I'm very, very disappointed with the lack of Mr. Winston Duke in this film. I feel that he was shafted, put on the back burner, and it does not make sense to me. Like Michaela Cole, the character, the Wakandan at the beginning that had the daggers. I don't know if you
Mhm.
remember that.
I
And
remember.
also, yeah, Riri. Neither one of them should have been in this movie. Neither one of them. Her name was Aneka. She didn't really do much. And Riri shouldn't have been in this. That screen time should have been given to Mbaku, because to me there is a huge absence of male presence in this movie, which is very disappointing. And I don't like it because it was just unnecessary. I don't mind the women, being on the forefront. I thought that, like I said, I thought Angela Bassett was great. I thought Lupita was great. I thought Letitia Wright was great, and I thought Okoye was great. Denai Guerrero, I thought that was perfectly fine. I wish I would have had more of them, but you could have still had them and M'Baku right there by them side. And I say this: they could have easily wrote this into the plot to where when Okoye went to Ramonda and was like, "Hey, we got to go get this scientist. Let me bring Shuri with you," and she was skeptical. Ramona could have been like Queen Ramona could have been like, okay, I'll let you go, but take M'Baku with you, and that would have even made a bit even more badass bridge scene
I
when
don't
they
know.
fought.
I don't think Mabaka is the same type of badass as her. He just not like he's cool, but not like her. She on a different level.
That don't matter to me. I just wanted him there to fighting.
I mean,
I
he
don't I
not.
don't I don't care who I don't Okoye can be more badass than M'Baku. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
She
I mean, I thought he had enough screen presence for me. I mean, I get the concern about not seeing as many males, but I mean, I just again, it's not a real movie to me. It's comic book, so it's like I don't know. I mean,
I
he got
guess.
females guarding him. You know what I mean? So it's like they the badasses around him. So I don't really expect. You know what I mean? He came in, had some jokes here and there, of course, and people loved him on the screen in the theater. I mean,
Yeah.
he always is a good time when he's around, but I was satisfied. I mean, the story wasn't about him, but he definitely played a larger role in this film than the last film.
I don't
So I
think
think,
so.
you think so?
Who was the story about?
What you mean?
You said the story was not about him.
No, it wasn't about Muatu. So
I got you.
you know,
I was
he's not he's a auxiliary character. He's around, tells some jokes here and there, does some fighting every now and then. I don't expect him to come and be a in the top
I
four or
well,
anything like that.
that's cool. I mean, I ain't mad at you for that. I did, especially when they made this announcement, Winston Duke to have an expanded role in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. To me, that is false. That is not true. I didn't really care for that. But something I did care for though, bro, is not the very beginning of this movie, but when they had the meeting in the United Nations room, when Queen Ramonda came in there with her wonderful dress, just looking all types of elegant and class and just perfection. This is possibly one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Also, while they edited the attack on that Wakandan base in Mali or Maui, or I think it was Mali.
Mhm.
Wonderful, bro. Man, this was perfect, man. Like, wow, I want a woman like that in my life. She just the way she flexed on them, bro, was like I said this before, it sent chills down my spine. And when she brought the Frenchman in there, and then she's like, we're mad because you won't share the vibranium, but y'all the one attacking. I thought that was perfect, bro. How'd you feel about that scene?
It was a decent scene.
Decent. Well, I thought of that. I said he said decent. Go ahead.
Now Angela Bassett is brilliant as always. She's always been brilliant, and she's gotten even better in this role than the last film. Honestly, I do feel like the action scene when they broke in was like it felt really cheap and scripted, but
Damn.
it is what it is. When they actually broke into the thing and they opened the vault and the Dodge whatever they call come out and they
Dora
ready to
Milaje.
fight
Dora Milaje.
Melange, like okay, like it didn't really move me much. I mean, it didn't blow me away at all. It just
Okay.
kind of moved the story forward a little bit. I think they could
Uh-huh.
have fleshed it out a little bit more, But again, the movie was almost already 3 hours. So
What did blow you away, if anything?
again, the scenes, the fight scene on the bridge and the fight scene on the boat.
At the
Like,
end.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that one, the one at the end. The end was like, whoa, okay, it's better than the bridge to me.
Okay.
Like they were
Okay.
getting it in. So
I'll come.
and
I'll
then
come.
also again, like when the I don't know the big blue guy with the
Atuma.
Atuma.
Yeah.
Like when he came on the screen
Yeah.
every single time, I was like, okay, let me sit up a little bit because we about to
Yeah.
get busy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they gave him some grand entrances for sure. So I
Yeah,
love.
they did. They did. Tuma was a badass. I did like a Tuma. They gave him a few, lines of dialogue too, and so I was like, yeah, we need more Tuma. Just and this the way they was communicating on that bridge too. Like, go kill the girl. I'll go take care of the witnesses and all that. And warrior, you're not worthy of my blade. And man, the way he stabbed that spear down and then pulled her in, into it and knocked her out.
Mhm.
And that fight was nice though because she hit him and then she hit him in the shoulder with the, and he was like, but like that was, I can't wait to see that again. That's
Yeah,
one thing, because I did say to myself the first time around, I was like, I'm not that enthused to just sit and watch this movie over and over again. I will be having that fight scene on repeat though. I will be having that fight scene on repeat though. And so I'm gonna come. I know you said that blew you away, and the last battle scene. But I want to transition to now something that frustrated me, and I don't understand. This movie is called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. But I really do not feel like there was a lot of Wakanda in this movie, and that really does frustrate me. I mean, we knew Chadwick wasn't going to pop up, or T'Challa, excuse me. And so, with it being titled Wakanda Forever, I'm thinking that we're just going to begin to know more of Wakanda. We're going to get to know the elders. We're going to get to know the tribes, and what's important to their culture, and like, does each tribe have a different language? What is the population? What is the politics? What are the economics? Like, what does the military force look like? And I'm upset because when Namor infiltrated the city, he was undetected. Now, one thing that I do like about the film is when all some of my highlights is when all the tribes of Wakanda are in the throne room, deliberating, trying to figure out and what's going on and solve problems. I love all that. I just think it should have been much more. But the only time they did address that Namor was able to infiltrate the city was during that time when where M'Baku was making a joke like, "Oh man, we got a border tribe right here, but they just snuck in. Y'all should be ashamed of themselves yourselves." And they was about to fight. That's the only time that it was addressed. Before I give any more commentary, how do you feel about that so far?
Well, I'm not going to see a Marvel movie to sit and watch people sit in a room and talk. So I
Mm,
can't agree with you there. I don't know
okay.
care what they're talking about. That's his purpose too, like to make it a little bit lighter, bring some jokiness to it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that for not having us in a room for 30 minutes. Honestly, I think that they actually did show another element of Wakanda. They had people infiltrate, which showed its vulnerability. They had explosions there. People died there, and then you had them. All of Wakanda pretty much had to move somewhere else, and then they have to go fight an element where they didn't have the advantage. Like, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, it showed like the growth of the people there. Like, it's not just a place; it's people there, and they have these inhibitions and these things they have to get through. Like when you get attacked where you are, when you're supposed to be impenetrable, your place of where you live, and then you have to move. They have to move to the mountains or whatever. Then they had to go fight on the water. Like I don't know. I didn't expect to see like everything in Wakanda like that. That's boring to me. So I like the water. I love when people fight on the water because it's not, especially when they're not in their element. Especially also when they're fighting against people who live in the water too. So I don't know. I wasn't distracted by the whole not seeing Wakanda a lot. I didn't care about
No,
or not.
I disagree. I mean that's fine. I see. I mean, if you enjoyed it and you find that stuff boring, cool. But and them moving and you saying people is there and we gotta relocate. I got you. But my complaint is this: if you are the most advanced nation in the world, and for Queen Ramonda to be so passionate, how did you get in here? Like what's going on? I just feel like they should have fleshed that conversation out and really got down to like, okay, how were our defenses beat? And then again, it doesn't come up. But the later on, they infiltrate Wakanda again. Why? Where are the notes? Like, why? It happened twice in the movie.
Yeah, I
After
mean,
after, hold on. After it happened the first time, we should have been having the generals or the border tribe trying to figure this out. Like, okay, we found the hole in our defenses. We're not going to let this happen again. But then you got this in the Wakanda. The capital was destroyed. I'm assuming that the capital of Wakanda is in the middle, and they just able to go under the ground and go through the water and pop up in the middle of the capital with no detection. Like, okay, border tribe, did y'all not learn your lesson the first time Namor snuck in? Come on,
I
that
mean,
bothered
they
that
dealing with
bothered
people.
that bothered me.
I get it, but they're dealing with people who live in the water. So it's a soft spot either way no matter how you cut it. I guess. I mean, I guess I could have been bothered by that, but it's like okay, well, they just so they
I
don't
don't
live in the
even
water.
I don't even know where all that water came from. To be honest with you, they're in the it be
I
look.
mean, we live on a
I
wet
don't know.
planet.
I'm thinking okay, Namor. I'm thinking maybe this dude can control water too. So if you can build up big waves of water and have it crash over a mountain, but I mean, like they're in the middle of the capital, and just I don't know. Go back and look. It's some of where all the water just came from didn't make sense to me. I mean, the throne room is up on a high place too, and why? I don't
They
know.
had those water bombs though.
I mean, how much water can you put in a water bomb?
I ain't never made no water bomb, bro. I don't
Me
know
neither.
how.
I don't know. I mean, can vibranium condense the water down? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Listen,
You got this amount of water. Maybe the vibranium can make this 100 times. This I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense.
maybe it's
But
an atomic wet atomic. I don't know, bro. I don't want to rack my brain about it. This man had wings on his feet, so
those are the rules of the universe, sir. You just got to stick to the rules.
yeah,
You
water
got wings on
bombs
feet. You
can
got wings on
create
feet.
more water than what you see too. So
I guess, but I was
roll
bugged
with the
by that.
punches.
I was bugged by that. But it was yeah, and that just ties into the death. I mean, and we got Winston Duke right there too, flying in and jumping into the water. I just still wish that we could have got more of him. It's just unfortunate to me. Big time.
I agree with you. I think he's an entertaining character, but it just we had to see Shuri's journey, and it's about her grief. I mean, Winston is there, like you said, when they had her funeral. Like, I'm here to, for your counsel, and I promise your brother I will help you out, and protect you. And that's his role. That's literally his role. You know what I mean? So I don't expect too much more from him.
How do you feel about Everett Wass, this white guy right here? You know, he was in the first one as well. Did you like his addition coming in?
Yeah, I mean, he's the colonizer.
Huh.
You know, it's a it's a textbook character to me. Like, he's just um that guy that plays in between both sides of the fence, and you know, nothing really special or anything like that. It just, but it works.
I got you. I know Samuel Jackson is working on his Disney Plus show coming out called Secret Invasion. But I miss he wasn't in Black Panther 1 or 2. I just feel that that's a missed opportunity not to have him there. You know, maybe they can come up with a good reason in the story of why he wasn't there, dealing with scrolls or something. But it just kind of bums me out that he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you feel about that, but I kind of
About
just wish he
Samuel
was.
Jackson?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know he was. I guess it all kind of connects together, but I mean, the first movie didn't hurt from Samuel L. Jackson not being in it, or this one either. I don't know what
I
Roman is.
mean, yeah, I guess I wouldn't say necessarily it hurt, but it was just like a missed opportunity. You know,
I mean, yeah. If you look, if I could have Samuel L. Jackson and have the movies that come out every year, I'd be happy with it, like it was back in 15 years ago. But he getting up there, so
I got you. I got you.
take some breaks.
The ending battle scene with the ship, it was entertaining, but was that the smartest thing to do, to swim out to sea?
I mean, they had a weapon that was supposedly, I guess they somehow figured out that it could, I guess, kill them. The little sonic, beam at the bottom of the ship. So of course, it's a movie. It's not going to work the whole time. But
Yeah, it's just that sonic thing at the bottom. Like, I guess that kept the Talikans at bay because when a girl, I mean, I don't necessarily, because they put the machine in the water to detect vibranium, but it was a Trojan horse. And when a Namor came up and touched it, I guess it sent off some type of signal to this sucks. We got to get out the water, and then you attack them. So I'm just thinking, okay, was it the ship that did that, or was it the machine that affected them? But what was the sonic thing at the bottom of the ship doing? I want to say it was keeping the Talikans away, but old girl Namora was able to swim right through it
she
and
was a
destroy
badass
it.
too, though. She was the female badass. So
Yeah,
you expect that.
I mean, I don't know. It's just
I don't understand like how they even knew how they could sense the machine that could sense the vibranium. Like questions like that arose in my head. I'm like, how did they know that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they just had them be swimming around and saw it? Like what? Like, how would they know?
yeah.
They could have easily just got the movie over with, and they could have killed the young scientist at the very beginning. Like, okay, she knows how to make this. She's the only one, as if they don't have a blueprint or something like that. She has it up in her lab, but like they got to kill her, and it's all over. The movie's over. Like it's I just don't understand like why keep her alive. I guess he wanted to make that connection with Wakanda, but there was other ways you could do that too.
I got you. How'd you feel about Lupita Nakia?
What do you mean
And,
feel about it?
I mean, how'd you feel about her cut? She wasn't, and I know you mentioned her cheeks and out of steady reaction.
Yeah, she also got me up on my seat. When she came on the screen, she looking even better than she did back in the Gap.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but no, I mean, I don't think she was as impactful this film as the first film. Um, I mean, you get why she's there, but she didn't really move the needle as much for me.
I got
You know,
you.
so
I kind of wish she was in the movie more, but she was in Haiti,
yeah.
and we did get to see her at the end of the movie and in the mid credit scene, and we got a story point that a lot of people was afraid of, and we got the son of T'Challa. They were knocking boots, and they got a 5 or 6 year old now. How did you feel about that, man? Did you like it?
I
You know,
I didn't understand. That was after. like the credits, right? Like or
Mhm.
the I don't know what they call it, the
Mid credit scene.
song.
Mid credit scene.
Yeah, mid credit scene. So it's like, okay, is that like I didn't understand it. Is that like a political move here from from Coog and Marvel, like trying to make sure you guys are all right? Like there will be another Black Panther, or like I don't really know if there's another a son of T'Challa in the books or what, but it felt it was cool, like oh yeah, but it felt a little corny and forced too. So, but again, that's me just being ignorant of the story.
It's cool. And I won't say that, but I think it was forced to me. The reason why, and I caught it the second time. I didn't pay attention. Shout out to Eman for pointing this out because he saw it 3 times. When Queen Ramonda first showed up in Haiti, I think the first black boy they showed was him.
Okay, that's definitely a good catch.
And when Nakia introduced the boy, his name was I forgot his Haitian name. But
Oh,
when
two
she
times.
Toussaint, there you go, thank you.
Yeah, my folk.
When she introduced him to Letitia, she was like, "Did Mama meet him?" And she was like, "Yeah." So if that's the case, why didn't she say, "Hey, grandbaby, hey, sweet baby," when that's
Look,
gonna happen.
Wakanda,
You know what I'm
Wakanda is
saying?
not the deep south. She's not gonna be on her grandbaby like that. You know what I mean?
Come on,
I don't
bruh.
know. Like it's
I don't know. I mean, and unless that black boy was somebody else, they should have been like, "Hey, it's good to see you again. Hey, grandson. Hey, grandma." You're not just gonna treat him like some other random child. But I guess you disagree.
I mean, I didn't see the kid, like so I
Okay,
wouldn't
I
have
got
thought
you. I
that
got you. I
because
got you. I
that
got
would have
you.
been interesting to see.
I got
You
you.
might
I
have had a
got you.
different
I
reaction
got
to that.
I got you. Did you like the final showdown between Shuri and Namor? The fight?
Um, for the most part, it wasn't as epic as Big Blue dude,
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
so it was cool. I mean, it didn't blow me away. Like it was better than the first film. The showdown in the first film,
Yeah.
I was more
Yeah.
engaged with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just like, well, she's not gonna kill him. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it was a Disney ending. They all clasped hands and we're together now. And
Yeah. I guess I mean it works. She had a vibranium suit, she had the herb, and he was weakened. So, you combine all three of those things, I guess it is believable that she would win, but at the same time,
I,
it just
I thought the ship had already blown up, so she blew it up again. I was like, okay, that's cool.
yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess that was just the engine or something, but it did fall down in a lot of pieces.
Yeah, so I was like,
You
well,
thank
whatever.
you. Yeah, I ain't mad at you for that.
He has to be dried out somehow, and I guess that's just what they had in
Yeah,
well.
you're right. What else, man? What other questions do you have, or plot points that we probably didn't go over? You know,
Oh man, I should have. It's late, so my brain is kind of fried.
I ain't mad at you.
Unfortunately, but no, I think that what's her name is Riri. Like
Dominic Thorne,
yeah, was is it Iron? I was reading it's like Iron.
Ironheart,
Yeah,
Ironheart.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that before. I'm like, who is this person in this? Like, you didn't have an, you had to, you took it took you month or years to make the first suit, but then you make a better, more Iron Man type version in a week or so. Like, I was like, what happened?
well, yeah. I mean, she is a fairly a new character in the comics that I'm not an expert on, and she builds her own suit inspired by Tony Stark, to my understanding.
Mhm.
And the only reason I'm thinking that she was able to build her suit so fast towards the end is because she had all the Wakanda resources to do it.
Okay.
That I mean, that's they got all types of machines and metal and technology, so they're able to just build it like that. Because she said the first one it took her off and on for some years, and so that made sense to me. I wasn't upset about it or anything. So
It just seemed too easy. It seemed kind of cheap to me. Like, yeah, we got because they only gave him what, a week maybe.
something
So
like it, something like
you
it.
built one of the you built Iron Man in a week. I know you smart, but I don't know.
I got you.
I
So
ain't buying it.
what yeah, you have any other lingering thoughts, man, or something that
Um,
we didn't go over that you want to talk about?
yeah, the main things that was running in my head was about Riri Ironheart. And then I know she had I'm curious about her now. I mean, like I liked her as a character, But I know she has a story. I know she had a stepdad, but she had a father that maybe passed away, and they talked about her calling her mom, and I'm just curious, like her entire background. But that's neither here nor there. But that was the main thing. Her motivation for making it, and I guess it got stolen, and they could have just stole the blueprint, like, or just taken the scientists and be like, hey, like we the CIA, here's a $500,000, like tell us how you made this, and boom, you got it forever. I didn't understand, like it was so many little bitty gaps like that, and the movie kind of felt forced in that way. So the first time I saw it, I just was out of it because I'm like, this don't feel real to me. This ain't believable. You know what I mean? Even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it wasn't believable to me. So but again, I turned my brain off the second time around. It was like, hey, I'm just go along for this ride. It was fun. There's a lot of funny moments. I don't know if you like that the first time around, but I like that in my my movies, even my horror. Give me a little bit of comedy, and great soundtrack. Well, not really sound, but the score was great. Good battle scenes too. It was good for IMAX. Like I think off the top of my head, it's probably like my best IMAX experience. The second time I saw it, I'm trying to think about what else came out this year, but yeah, like I really enjoyed that. So,
should Queen Ramonda get an Oscar nomination for this? You think it was that good? I didn't feel that. I mean, it was a great performance to me, but when I left the theater, I wasn't like, give her the Oscar now. I wasn't saying to myself.
Couple better performances out there this year.
Yeah. One in particular, man, is when she demoted Okoye. That was a wonderful scene right there. But from both of them, from Queen Ramonda and Okoye. And what I was smiling at both times was when Okoye was explaining to everybody what the situation was. Like, these people were blue and they have vibranium, and they came off the water with the whales, and I struck 3 of them down with the blows that should have killed them, but they still rose. Queen, please give me the permission to go get Shuri back. The way that Queen Ramonda was sitting in her throne chair, just kind of cocked to the side, and just kind of just listen to her like, woman, are you serious? You are being stripped of everything. I was like, damn, I can't get mad at her for it either. I mean, that whole scene was another highlight for me. Like, y'all let Killmonger take the throne and you stood by him while I'm over here in the woods. And I remember all of that. I had to go to the Jabbar to ask for help. And, my whole family is gone. Haven't I given so much? That was wonderful. And then the way that Okoye was crying, and I beg of you, please,
look, listen to how you describing that compared to the first scene that you loved, and you like that one more.
No, what do you mean more?
You said your favorite scene was the first one, right? When at the very beginning, when she was in the United Nations, right?
Those were my favorite scenes. Some of my favorite scenes.
Okay, no, I'm just saying that the one when she demoted her is a lot better.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Yeah, that is a lot better. That is a lot better. The one in the United Nations is still badass though. I mean, pretty much. Yeah.
Huh? They corny break in and they brought the soldiers.
Oh no, that's fair, man. That ain't corny. Right. Oh no, I love it, man. I love it. So I'm trying to think, man. You have any anything else you want to go over? I'm just trying to make sure, because I just thought about that last scene there at the last minute, and so I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget anything. I got the whole cast right here. We talked about Tanakh and
you know what I'm so I know I'm in the minority. I'm not the biggest fan of Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Kaluuya, yeah. See, and I'm so he was not missed in this film. Like,
really, damn.
I'm not a big fan of his, dog. I just can't. I think he overacts and everything. And I'm like, man, I was looking through the the cast. I'm like, okay, I'm glad he wasn't in there. He takes me out of it, man. His actions don't be seeming legit, even his African accents.
the only movie he overacted to me in was the one where he was trying to be a gangster. I forgot the name of it. Oh, no, it wasn't Queen of Slim. He was straight in that. He was all right. I'm pulling it up right now. He was oh gosh, actor, Queen Widows. Have you seen this? Steve McQueen is the director. Look, the guy that did 12 Years a Slave. Look, I'm not gonna hate on Daniel Kaluuya. Every role I've seen Daniel Kaluuya play, he's been great. He has been great. He's been great. But in Widows, that I thought he was trash in Widows.
Nah,
Everything else is
he,
great.
you know me. One of my favorite people in life is Fred Hampton, and I feel like he ruined that. I mean, like I was disgusted watching.
Oh
For the
wow,
grow up
wow,
is like, is this for real? Is this for real?
wow.
Like who direct?
Well,
Anyway,
I thought he did a great job. I just think he was too.
normally
I just think
the
he was too old.
audience,
I don't want to get into the whole lineage thing,
I'm gonna be
because
getting
I'm
hate mail.
yeah, because we feel the same way about that, y'all. About African American, Black American roles, but we'll table that for another time. I'm
Yeah,
trying. It was
it's a side note, but I'm just thinking about.
it was a scheduling conflict. He was busy recording filming Note with Jordan Peele. That's
Good,
why he couldn't make it.
good,
Damn, that's crazy.
good.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He was
Well,
he was good. No, he was better than no, but I still be having like, what did he say? What?
yeah,
Moving his lips too fast.
I
But
got
anyway,
you, man. I got you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up for our Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever spoilers review part 2. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Again, just to let you know, there is an audio only version of this broadcast available on all of these platforms right here. Links to all that is in the description. It is also on my about page on my channel if you want to go there. I mean, there's all the links right there as well. And again, if you want my first out of theater reaction to see how upset I was, or both of us, that is on my channel. I got my non-spoilery review on my channel as well. If you want to check that out. Again, by the time you're seeing this, this is already posted 24 hours ago. But if you want me, Eman, and Elliot's take on this, part 1, and at this time we only seen it one time, you can get that. Of course, this is part 2. And then again, this Saturday at, let's see here, Saturday at 4 p.m. CST. That's 4 p.m. CST this Saturday. It is going down, guys. It is going down. So make sure you come through and enjoy the live chat with us. I would really love it. It's right here as well. Just so come through and enjoy all of that. I also have my teal review on my channel. If you want to check that out, American Maroon trailer reaction and Window and Wild. And if you want to see any of the other spoiler reviews, especially on comic book films, you can check that out as well. And again, if this is your first time here and you like, should I subscribe to this guy? Of course you should. You'll get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show. And also, there's my Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I also talk about TV shows that are streaming right now. I almost forgot your name. Malcolm, brother Malcolm, the Midnight Rambler. Well, you got any final thoughts?
we definitely midnight rambling right now.
Yeah, for real. It's almost
Yeah, I
bedtime.
mean, I guess you want to give I guess you already gave your official review. I think the first time around for me it was like I have a 10-point scale. It was probably like a 6.5 because it took me out of it. The questions I had about Namor and reread. It's like this don't make sense. I don't understand the motivation. So it just took me out of the film. The second time around I saw it. I knew it was going to happen. So I just enjoyed myself, and it was a great IMAX experience. Great, like I said, soundtrack and score, and it's good acting. Great, protagonist, antagonist. Like it was good. And I really felt like where they were trying to go with the grief theme, and I really connected with that. But the first time, it just the questions and things didn't make sense to me, so it took me out. But I probably give it like a B minus. You know what I mean,
I got you.
Yeah.
I would give it a 7 out of 10. I would give it a 7, but I think I'm gonna lower it down to like a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Which is still passing. And one of the reasons why I have to drop it down like that is, to me, I think it was just, and people may disagree with me for this, the creative decision to kill the queen was just crazy. I don't know why you would do that. You still, in my opinion, you still could have got her hurt, sent into a coma or something, just on her deathbed, and not kill the character, and it still would have been enough motivation for Shuri to do what she had to do. While I did like Riri Williams the second time around more, she still should not have been in the film because her screen time took away from M'Baku having more screen time. And I just think that he should have been one of the main characters in this film, on top of Okoye being a main character, Shuri being a main character, Ramona, and also Nakia. Michaela Cole's character, Aneka, shouldn't have been in here at all. We didn't need her. She didn't do anything in the movie. Again, that screen time could have been given to M'Baku, but it wasn't. The males just took a complete back seat in this movie, and I didn't think that was necessary. Namor was a badass, but his motivations was weak to just want to burn down the whole world. And I'm still trying to put together the plan that they had of wanting to swim out to the sea. I still think they could have brought Namor out of the water and not swam all the way out there where they're out of the element. But even though the throwdown between Shuri and Namor at the end, that was pretty cool. And I just wanted more Wakanda, man. I just feel like that, we got a whole bunch of Talican, but that instead of getting to know Talican more, we could have gotten to know Wakanda more. Why not? I mean, and Namor a separate movie, would have been better, because you could have just focused much more on. If you have your own Namor movie, you can focus all on Talican, and nothing else is going to get in the way. Now, I know that may be a rights thing, because I think another studio owns the distribution rights to Namor. I could be wrong, but it's just that why is Talican taking the place of getting to know Wakanda more? I just.
And I agree, because the name is Wakanda Forever, but we know Wakanda. We saw Black Panther
I,
more than
I
1,000
don't. We
times.
didn't know Wakanda. Not to me.
I mean, so I think that the new water city was just more interesting because it's new, and it's like, oh, this is a new place to be. You know what I mean? And I've never seen this in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So
right, it was nice to see, but we got shorted from both of them because they put both of them in the movie. We got a fraction of Wakanda and a little bit of Talican. If it was up to me, I mean, these are my two options. If I was in creative control, first I would have just did a straight recast, but not immediately. Not immediately. What I would have done was cancel the movie, cancel Black Panther 2, and just focus on a Black Panther series Disney Plus show. And they made that announcement, I think, before Chadwick passed away. I think it was before. I'm confident it was before Chadwick. So after he passed, I said, okay, this is too emotional, too much for us right now. Let's just cancel the movie and focus on some Black Panther Disney Plus series. You can have a Dora Milaje season or a Dora Milaje show with the women. You can have a season or series about the origin of Wakanda and how the meteorite came down and crashed into the water or the mountain. You could have had a Wakanda television series or season about King T'Chaka, T'Challa's daddy. You could have had that. You could have a Wakanda series about Black Panther during the events of World War II and all of that. I mean, that's 4 to 5 stories right there. And then you can have your own separate Namor story if they have the rights. And then I wouldn't mind waiting until 2025, 2026 for Black Panther the 2 to come out, because then years would have passed, but everything was kind of rushed and, changing things at the
I
last
mean,
minute,
Marvel on a schedule. You know what I mean? They run a tight ship, so it wasn't too much. And I think that's what happened with this. Maybe they rewrote the script and didn't go through enough rewrites, because there was definitely some problems that I saw. But it had to get out. And again, if I put my critic hat on, the first night we saw it, I'm not expecting much. 6.5. If I just want to go in there with some popcorn and some friends, it's an 8.
Already,
that's what
man.
it is. It's worth a watch. Now that I seen it again, I might see it the third time. The first time around, I was hesitant about seeing it the second time, but now I got everything out the way. Questions I just don't care about anymore. Like, it's a fun film. You only expect that from Ryan Coogler. He's a great director and writer. I just feel like there was some holes in the script here and there, but I think it's worth a watch, maybe even a rewatch. So
yeah, I'm gonna watch it one more time. It'll be for the third time. The first 2 times I saw it, I didn't pay. It was free. I bought my ticket on Thursday, 3 p.m. months ago when tickets was available. Some people's in my comment section, if you didn't like the movie, why are you paying for it 3 times? I only pay it once. So, but by the time you see this video, because we're filming this Wednesday night, it'll be posted Friday evening. I would have saw it 3 times, and so y'all just make sure that y'all check out, round 1 and round 3 as well. But guys, again, we just want to thank you. And when I end the broadcast, just hang out for a second. Don't click off. But guys, again, I just want to thank you all so much. And check out our Wakanda, our Black Panther 1 spoiler review. But again, guys, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Malcolm, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.